Hi everybody and welcome. It's beautiful to look around.
So I'm starting out. Processwork has grown out of Jungian psychology.
I'm always insecure if how I'm balancing my working hard and my taking a break.
Okay. How about we forget everything you said and we just play for a minute with this. Processwork, if you want, has grown out of Jungian psychology. And one of the key elements in my understanding of processwork is that we are not being born as tabula rasa, as an open table or as an unwritten sheet where education is then forming you, but we are born with some kind of physiological DNA, but also with some kind of spiritual, psychological DNA. And Jung used to call this a life myth. And at the end of his life, Carl Jung made a connection between childhood dreams that you remember, like night dreams as a childhood, and how this particular pattern that appears in your childhood dream, in your early dreams in your childhood, seem to be like organizing kind of element through your whole life till the end and beyond. So if you don't remember childhood dreams, we also take like childhood memories or childhood like childhood events that you had. And the idea is that this pattern is sort of like a travel principle through life. And Jung's idea was that as you live your life myth, in the midst of all the challenges that you meet, your professional challenges also, for example, you're getting, the point of that is that you're getting to know yourself. And that the problems that you face and that including the dreams that you have at night are meant to raise your awareness about who you are, and your embracing and acceptance of who you are will make your life more vibrant. So the idea is, the reason it's not morally better to be yourself, but to be yourself takes the least energy. So because it takes the least energy, everything that takes less energy is more fun and lighter. So what we are working on in this particular 4 days is we have a space here in the middle where we work with individuals, and together with the individuals we work on discovering the momentary aspect of the life myth, how it struggles with whatever in your period of life is a challenge. And we're going to use, like we call an important part of that is an edge. So if you haven't known, we might not talk a lot about it, but the key issue is an edge. With other words, I am here, I have my life myth, and I'm in a situation that looks to me complicated, challenging, or overwhelming. And the idea is that what actually happens is a stimulation of my life myth, meaning my life myth actually has an idea of how to deal with it. So I don't need assistance or help from the outside. I need to find a connection to the part of me who has the creativity to deal with what's going on. But in order to do that, the complication is I have to drop my identity. I have to drop the concept that I'm Max Schupbach. So dropping the identity and open up to something different, that particular aspect we call an edge. If you come from another paradigm, feel free the other paradigm. Terminology. I remember years ago, I gave a seminar on process work, and I went for a run with a founder of another paradigm. And on the running, he said, well, I saw what you were doing, but I don't think that's different from what I'm doing. I said, so what are you doing? He said, well, it's related to Gestalt. So I don't think that's really different. And I didn't know what to say. So I went back to my mentor. I said, like, what should I do? This person said, this is a Gestalt and it's no different from process work. And my mentor said, well, you just say, okay, call it Gestalt. It doesn't really matter. So this comes back.
Yeah.
However you name it and how you formulate it, we'll see. So that's the basic concept that we're going to use today. I mean, these 4 days.
So I can also find it out myself, but the edge in like a sentence is a sort of the things that come up in life that challenge us and we move past them. Is that way sort of correct what I gathered from context now?
So like process work has developed much from further and wider and higher and lower from the original Jungian concept. So one of the issues that we focus a lot on is something called rotational symmetry. With other words, in the old days, people used, maybe you're still familiar with that, the concept of projection. So like you have something inside of you, but you project it onto the other. So we don't use that anymore, these concepts in process work, because we don't think there is a personal psychology. But I think your psychology is, as you go along, organized by what's happening around. So instead of, we think of role rotations. So for example, when you meet a particular role in the field, that role creates, so to speak, it's a complementary relationship. For example, every time I go through customs, even if I don't have anything to smuggle, which now I no longer have. So I still feel a moment of anxiety. And then classically, I would think there's some kind of a trauma with authority, whatever. But then I think, no, it's just you look at a particular figure, like who sits there, for example, Dutch customs, and then they look sometimes at you, depending on the day, and then that role, like they're looking for a criminal, and that role constellates the criminal in me, which I definitely have. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So these are role rotational things. So edges are if you have to leave your identity and start to identify more with what's happening on the other side. Am I making sense? Yeah. So the idea is as the more you work on yourself, you don't become more whole. You become more agile. You become more liquid. It's good? Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I thought we work for 10 minutes with someone to warm up.
Great.
I was thinking maybe Ruth.
Awesome.
Hello.
That wasn't expected, was it?
It was unexpected. When you have been speaking about the life myth, I was thinking about my life myth. And one thing that I experience or difficulty in my mind is I like to work hard, but I also find myself enjoying breaks where I do not much, or maybe in my values it's not much, I don't know. So I'm always insecure if how I'm balancing my working hard and my taking a break.
Okay, so when you said taking a break, and then you did this.
Did I?
Yeah,
Okay.
you did. Yeah, it was this.
Wow.
You said taking a break. How about we forget everything you said, and we just play for a minute with this.
Wow.
Don't think, just enjoy the movement. And don't think, don't say anything yet to yourself or to us. And allow your arms and your hands to feel what that feels like. And just enjoy it till, in case a spontaneous thought or picture or sound appears.
It was really nice when I felt kind of making space. Was
Space.
space.
Let's make more space
Yes.
together. You want it? I like that. How much space you need?
A lot of space.
Up there also.
Oh.
Oh. You looked up, and you said, ooh. And then was that an edge? Look up, ooh. What's up there?
Yes. Up is universe.
Uh-huh.
And how to say that? Universe, no terrestrial.
Freedom of terrestrial expectations. and
Boundaries, duties. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's go there.
Okay.
Let's go there. Let's go there for a moment. Join the universe who doesn't see terrestrial Verpflichtungen and duties and expectations. And yeah, I like how you close your eyes, because maybe it allows you to look down and see all the way down tiny little bug called Ruth Weiermann, who has problems finding life balance issues.
Well, from out there, I would say it's okay. It's okay to take these breaks and not to be productive.
Oh,
To being unproductive, being dreamy, or sounds crazy. Working in the garden and seeing plants going and
let me see if I can join you in the universe role. Yeah, so from here you look one of those earth creatures.
yes.
And you and the plants in the garden, you're all the same. From here, everybody just looks alive. And you can just be down there and enjoy being down there. Correct?
I can't feel into that one. Maybe it's too big of an edge, I don't know.
Okay, let's go back. Well, I see you working in the garden. That looks really good to me up here.
Yes.
You and the flowers looks really good. And the salad.
The salad.
Yeah.
And the flowers and snails and
Yeah.
the ants and
Yes.
I don't know. Other
The ants
animals.
are important.
Yeah, the ants are very
Ants
important.
are important.
Yes.
And everybody is doing their thing there.
Yes, everybody's doing their
and
thing.
then Ruth is doing her thing, and the ants are doing their
Yeah.
thing, and the snails are doing their thing, and the salads are doing their thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to do
Anything.
paperwork or you can just watch and enjoy.
Watch and enjoy.
Yeah, watch and enjoy. Yes.
Watch and enjoy. Yes. You look happy. You looked up and over here.
Yes.
That's called happiness and a kind of a completion. Yes. What was completed?
The other part is, or the more identified part is actually doing. You know, doing like creating.
Yeah, productive.
Productive. Yes, and watching and enjoying is, in this sense, is not productive.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yes, yes, yes. So maybe productive is finished. Could be finished. Bye-bye productive.
No, I think
You can
it's the
balance
balance.
it. Okay.
It's the balance,
Okay.
I think.
How much productive? 50-50?
50-50.
50-50?
50-50.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So the basic aim is 50-50 productive enjoyment. Okay?
Yes.
So you have to say to Joseph, sorry, I'm in a productive mood. I'm not enjoying nothing. Laughing.
It's not that I don't enjoy being productive.
Oh, I see.
I'm enjoying being productive, but sometimes it takes over and I'm 100% in a action mood. So
Like this?
yes.
But you look happy.
Yes. Yeah, that's the intensity. I love intensity in whatever. Somehow being productive, but also being in intensive experience in enjoying and watching or doing nothing.
Doing nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this understandable?
Schuppen. What do you think, Ellen, looking from the outside?
This space, I was joining. I mean, it was so beautiful to be there and watching and looking down. And sometimes that's gardening and all kinds of things. It's all great. Sometimes that might end up being something called productive. And if it's doing that and enjoying it, that's as great as anything else. But like the space to be able to follow whatever it enjoys
Yes.
or is into.
You're starting to consider you're not yet a half universe and half earth person, but you're starting to consider the possibility in your earthly existence that the universe might also should get its 50%.
Yes.
If this was me, I would tell myself, okay, make an experiment. For a week, I'm like, whatever I do, including being here now for a week, I check with myself, like, where is the joy in it, and when does it become productive? You needn't do anything else or change anything else. Just using your awareness. Oh, I'm more opening up to the universe.
Beautiful.
What do you think?
Wow, I like
Good?
that. Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, that was
you.
10 minutes.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, so fast.
Thank you so much for
You.
impromptu.
Yeah, breaking the ice.
Okay.
So we ask for a question?
Yeah, if anyone has one. Yeah.
My name is Moritz.
Moritz.
Yes.
Max and Moritz.
Yeah. And I have a question which is kind of personal. So not personal, but it's my personal interest. How do you visualize when you do this kind of work?
Great question, Moritz.
Thank you.
So in the beginning, there was the movement. So the movement for most people is a great area to work with, because unless you're a professional movement person, our movement is unintentional. So when in the beginning she said, I'm working on how to get along with this. But the hands were congruent with what she said. By congruent, we mean I'm trying to figure out how to get along with the two sides. So these hands show what she means by getting along with two hands, but they don't contradict it. So like, for example, a contradicting signal, I would say, Moritz, did you think that was interesting? And you would say, yeah. So that's a contradicting signal, right? But then she said, I just need a break. And so this explains the energy, what she means by break. So I don't know what she means by break. And so working with that now, that's a movement signal. That's like, I think I meant to say, keep doing that and just enjoy it. Don't think it out. You can't interpret your own movements. You have to enjoy them. It's called unfolding. You know what I mean? Because I'm productive here in Ruth's case. So if I have to come up with, as a productive person, what that means, I'm going to come up with something productive. Because I'm not taking a break.
The productive one takes this movement and uses it for production.
Yeah, people explain to you why they're doing something.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I did that was because of this or that or this or that. And we're not looking why a person does something. We're looking for the energy in it. So in there, I meant to say, make the movement till an image pops up or a sound pops up or something.
So you basically invite to dream and not to, not to logically think.
Exactly.
Dream, right?
Good point. And then this came out and she said space. Yeah? You remember this?
Yeah.
So that's a movement process still. She needs more space. So the duties are einengend. They're like constricting her. So the main issue is she needs more space, but then from the space, she looks down and then she sees herself down there enjoying herself more. So in principle, she needs more space, and out of more space comes enjoyment.
Yeah.
So looking down was because you could also, just like some person says, you know what, I'm going to stay up here. This is better. Fuck the one down there. From now on, I'm going to stay up here, and I'm not going to do anything anymore. And then in the morning, like you have a practice, people call and say, where is Ruth? She says, I don't know, I didn't feel like coming to work today. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's somebody who would stay up there.
Yeah.
You follow that? It's a different process. But I think for Ruth, it was important that she's grounded, and can she find a beginning relationship with the universe. Hence, look down, because then the secondary process can start to give an advice of what could be done. And then she came up with, like go in the garden and, am I making sense?
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a hard time to follow with the last part.
Okay, let me show it to you.
Okay.
Okay. We're doing a role play, okay? So let's say I was a different person.
Okay.
And I'm saying, I just need more space.
Amazing. Beautiful. Yes, go ahead, enjoy it. Yes, keep going. Follow that experience. Beautiful.
It's
It looks
complete
amazing.
freedom.
Oh, wow. Yes, you're completely free. Wow. Oh my God. Oh, you're sitting down.
Yeah.
Great. What's good about that?
I felt like it.
Perfect.
You follow me? Now I'm free. I felt like it.
I love it.
Now, I show you another one, okay? So, yeah,
Good job. Go ahead. Oh, you.
that's what happened. No, so Ruth was up there, and then she came down. She didn't stay up. She came down.
Yeah.
So the two need a relationship.
Wow.
You follow this? It's a different phase. It doesn't stay up yet, or ever.
Yeah.
But it's a relationship. So instead of just flipping back into this, you can try and say, go back there and look down. What would you advise yourself? So the two can form a beginning relationship.
Okay, thanks.
Am I making sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got it.
So it's a different phase. So we have different phases, like some people, it's called phase one. Phase one is, I'm just enjoying the evening. Do you have any issues? Leave me alone with that, man. I had issues the whole day. Now I'm going to turn on the television. I'm going to watch Spain versus Belgium or whatever. Amazing, right? Life's good or whatever. It's like phase one. And then phase two is you become a problem. Like if you walk down, you see all those, like if we walk here from Neukölln, you see all the political posters. They're all phase two, meaning I have an issue, right? Sei kein Arschloch. Did you see? Meaning like I have an issue and I'm going to say it. And if you don't agree with me, you're an Arschloch. That's phase two, right? So phase two is not something that's going to change quickly. And then phase two is also say, no, I am suffering. I mean, I hate that I have to work, but there is the rent, there is this. I am forced to work. So I don't have time like these rich people to talk about life-work balance. I am working. I have to pay my rent. That's phase two. You say, but there's the universe. Fuck the universe. I have real commitments here that I have children. I can't afford any kind of universal view. Phase two. You can't talk them into it. You're not supposed to. And then phase three is when you start to think, okay, this is a habit that I have or a lifestyle, but I'm like starting to consider something else. Or in a relationship conflict, well, yeah, I can see my point, but maybe the other one has a point too. You follow this?
Yes.
And they're like sort of like different types of relationships to what we call a secondary process or a dreaming process.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
That was great. I actually never got that, and I was sort of more in a guessing game mode when how you described it has to do with the relationship between the two. When you would be here and say, what would you advise, versus when you would let it just help it to unfold, and that was really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you advise is a standard element of exercises and seminars, because a lot of people who come to seminars are around phase 3. These phases are not strictly differentiated. They sort of flow into each other.